Three, two, one. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ghost from GhostszMusic.com, and today we are going to be talking about SDL. SDL is a library for C++ that allows you to do simple media, and that's what it's basically called, simple media layer. It allows you to create windows, load images and stuff like that a lot faster without having the need to dive into uh, either DirectX or OpenGL while allowing you to also have everything work cross-platform. One call, cross-platform, which is very, very, very amazing, especially for game development or even just creating applications for various devices, programs, whatever you need. It works across Apple, across Mac or Apple OS, whatever you want to call it, iPhones, Android, PC, Linux, Raspberry Pis, whatever possible weird operating system, it's probably supported. And over the last couple of days, I've actually been using it to create a secret project on the Raspberry Pi. I talked a little bit about it on other various platforms, and I just wanted to dive into it here. Not the project, but the library. And it actually is very robust as well as being very simplistic. Like creating a window, especially if you've ever done it in DirectX, it follows a course of like 50 different parameters. It takes over like about 100 lines of code just to create a simple window, not and that's without all the error checking as well, which is very annoying. It doesn't allow you to have any sort of flexibility. But when you create it in SDL, it's actually one call. All it is SDL underscore create window. And now you can add your title, you can add your width height, you can add your flags, you can add whatever you need to it, especially your renderer or whatever you need. And that's about it. And again, this works on every single platform, which makes it one of the greatest libraries of all time, as well as being open source. So it is free to the public to use, to create things, to just go nuts with it, as well as including libraries that allow input, game controller, basically any sort of peripheral that normally Steam uses, from what I gathered in one of the live streams, which I will put that live stream in the description box, where one of the creators or one of the developers from SDL was talking about how they have it integrated into Steam, where if you've ever plugged in a controller, they grab that ID, grab the sort of configuration that you use for that controller, and they go forward of supporting that controller, as well as having the library support haptic feedback, which rumble. You can have simple rumble, you can have various rumbles, you can have force feedback, you can have whatever you possibly can think of and you want to add to your project, it supports, which again helps. As well as being able to create your own mixers for games. So if you need, let's say, surround sound, and you need the sound to sound over here, and you need, let's say, a jump scare, but it sounds behind you, it supports it. The only bad thing about it is that it is raw. You have to program it. You have to make it do whatever you need to. I hope in the future that they could make that a little bit easier, but for what it is, it's still kind of amazing. But it's one of the best libraries that, in all reality, that I've ever used to just to be able to create things, especially in C++, where it's mostly dominated, let's be honest, by DirectX or OpenGL, and a lot of the stuff that are in those libraries are a little too complicated, or uh, what is it? The documentation on it is very, very, very annoying, or so complex that you have to read it a couple times to just understand basic commands. And I feel that SDL is actually uh, a little too good for what it is. It makes everything very simple, very easy to use. I've even seen in the presentation, if you go down below and actually click it, um, they brought one of the indie games to Raspberry Pi as a test, as well as to iOS, and it's the same code, just slightly tweaked. Once they got SDL enabled inside the game, porting was amazing because it same code runs on different devices and allows the hardware to um, interact with it without spending too much time porting. Which again, very, 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 and I will say again, very amazing. And if you guys actually want to use the library, in the description below, I will have a link to the SDL website where it's mostly a wiki, and it'll have more details and how to use everything, how to set it up, stuff like that. And with that one, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.